Hey guys, this is Josh Conbest from Greensburg, Indiana. I'm doing a little bit of history on my 1974 Dodge truck project. Of course, I don't have a lot of pictures of it. Rather than this is what it looks like now after I tore it apart, which I wish I would have, used a computer and recorded a little bit before I went through the time to tear it down and realize that now it just looks like a piece of junk in my yard. But anyways, it ain't. I'm trying to put it back to original. Like I was saying, it was a 74, and whenever I got it, before I got it, somebody switched over the doghouse and the bed and the doors. Well, it has 80s doors on it. The cab is a 74, but the doors on it are from the 80s. I ain't for sure what year, but I know the grill is I think it's a 1984. People always mistake this thing because I took all the lettering off of it and bonded all the holes and filled it in, make it like a hot rod. I don't care for all the letters and the badging, but anyways, I filled them all in. Well, the grill that was in it, the square grill back in the 80s, people think that, I guess they just thought it was a Ford, a 78 or 79 Ford, and I get all kinds of compliments on this thing. I like your Ford. Well, it ain't a Ford, it's a Dodge. Ain't no big deal, but I just laugh about it and go on. It ain't all that aggravating, just somebody trying to appreciate the things you do, and that makes your vehicle look nice. And people just mistake it for a Ford because of the grill. Well, I know this grill right here, they only had for a few years, and some people call it the ugliest grill because it's the dual headlights, but I think it's kind of neat. I like them older Chevy trucks with the dual headlights. My brother owns a 84, 85 Chevy Scottsdale, and it has dual headlights on it. It had a camber shell on it all its life. The body on it's decent, but anyways, like I said, I was raised on Dodges and Chevys, but I'm a Dodge man. My brother's a Chevy guy, so he has a project and I have one, I guess. But anyways, I'm just going to tell you a little bit of history on this thing. It's a 74 Dodge SHORTBED, four-wheel drive. It has a 1972 NP 205 divorce transfer case. It has 727 short tail shaft transmission. I took out the short tail shaft transmission and put in granny low 4-speed. Granny low 4-speeds, of course, they're short transmissions anyways, and they got the tail shaft that the drive shaft just bolts up to it. The drive shaft don't slide in the back of the transmission. But anyways, married meaning transmission and transfer case. That's what it means when they're married. But this one's divorced, meaning separate drive shaft, meaning 3 drive shafts, which when something goes wrong and that middle drive shaft breaks, or you throw a U-joint on it, you don't go nowhere in a hurry. That's the downfall. When you play around, of course, all the U-joints, that's the main one that takes all the wear from it. But anyways, that's why I put a 4-speed in it. I like it rather than automatic. Automatic would be easier on it, but just they don't carry very many transmissions unless, back in the 60s and late 70s, for RVs and whatnot. Everything in the RV, no matter if it's small block or big block, would have been short tail shaft. 727s or so, I ain't for sure on different size transmissions, big block or small block. I know that big blocks have 727s, of course, and they come out a lot in RVs. This right here, I could easily pull this motor out and transmission and put in an RV motor and transmission and bolt it right up to my divorce transfer case and not have to change nothing. And that's if I was to put a big block in it. But anyways, I'm not. It has a 318 in it. Has a Mopar purple cam, headers, Flowmaster 40s series dual exhaust. Has a stock 340 steel intake on it. Whenever I got it, it had an inch spacer on it, and now I put a 3-inch spacer on it. and with the cam and that inch spacer and the carburetor, I ain't for sure if the carburetor it's Edelbrock, of course, but I ain't for sure if it was a 600 or 650 CFM. But I know it's a manual choke. But anyways, like I was saying, that 3-inch spacer I put on there, being it has a 6-inch Skyjacker suspension lift, that 3-inch spacer helps with lower end torque. And with these automatic, this half-ton running gear I took out of another truck, it's geared pretty high, being it had automatic. It was an automatic, and the gearing in it's pretty high. But the 4-speed transmission, I did take it out of a 74 Dodge long bed 4-wheel drive, and it had a divorce transfer case in it. It was beginning of 1974. It had, the flat dash in it, not as before this one, which I think is kind of rare. But I have a few parts in it. Later on, I'll show you guys in another video the dash cluster that I have for extra parts. It's in here. It's out of a Warlock, I believe. It has the gold scallops. It has a buddy package, seats with the center console. The clutch pedals I did take out of that 74 long bed Dodge with the divorce transfer case. So basically, I took the transmission out and the clutch pedals and everything and put in this automatic truck. But anyways, like I said, it has a 6-inch Skyjacker suspension lift. And before I put the automatic axle, I can't even talk, the running gear, I switched it from 3/4 ton back to half-ton, big bolt pattern. These axles come out of an automatic 78 or 79 Dodge Power Wagon, but it has the walkouts in it. I noticed a big difference in gas mileage from 410 gears, even though this thing does have 35, 1250, 15-inch tires on it. But, I do notice a big difference between them 410 gears and 36, 1250 buckshots that was on here. A big difference. But the motor, it had that spacer plate on there, that end spacer, and the 3/4 ton axle with the 410 gears and the walkout and the transfer case and automatic transmission. It was built for lower end torque, and whenever I got it, it was just a mud toy. A guy, played around in the mud. I don't know exactly how deep in mud or what it was, where he played with it at the fair, just in the cornfields or whatever, but he had a pretty good idea about doing it. I was told that whenever I purchased the truck, and if you guys done some trading on it, I was told that some people from North Vernon built this motor in here. The Updikes, they have a green duster, and they run a lot of Mopars. They just have a few hot rods, but they do work on other things besides Dodges. But I was told that he was the one that put the motor together for this truck and put it in here for another guy. I think I was told that this truck used to belong to Donnie Rose's little brother, and that's what I heard, but I ain't for sure. I ain't never met the guy, couldn't tell you. I know my aunt used to date Donnie years ago, back when I was a kid. But rather than that, I don't know all that much about this truck. I got it from another guy, and he said that he purchased it from him. But anyways, like I was saying, he had the motor in this thing built. It runs pretty good, and he built it for lower end torque. I guess being that the 3/4 ton axle and the 410 gears and automatic transmission, whenever you that was a 78 Nova. I used to own one of them too. Later on,